And good morning from Scotty Ray and Candace. And
Morning.
if I'm not mistaken, your hair looks a little different again today.
Yeah, well, I put it up, but it's got a little redder tone to it, doesn't it, today?
It was darker yesterday.
I'm looking a little auburn. I don't know.
That's what it is.
It's fine with me, though. I like red hair.
Okay, Miss Red.
You don't ever know. I might come in here tomorrow and be
Don't you
a different
start?
color.
Don't you start this
Keep
stuff
y'all
as these beauticians that you never know
Well,
who
that's
you
what you get for hiring a hairstylist as your sidekick, Scotty Ray.
Oh, it looks fine today. You're on it there. Big hoop earrings. Is that back? Is that the style now?
Yeah, now I don't have the hula hoop size like some people wear, like this about this big.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That was what 74, 75. That was real big.
I don't know. It's bad. Some people wear big hoops. That's as big of a hoop as I'm aware.
You'd have been a little girl during that time, right?
Probably so. Yeah, I've seen some people wear them to where like they hit you in the face if you turn your head. You could wear them around your neck. They're so big.
You know, I remember thinking in the late 90s and 2000, thank goodness those bell bottoms are gone. That'll never come back.
They're back.
And they're not attractive to me.
Yeah, they look good on tall people to me. Like people with long legs that are tall, like short girls like me. I can't.
I don't get it. It flares out, and I'm not into the chevron look either. If you're into that just really
the chevron design.
It makes I can't focus.
Yeah.
And it aggravates me. And I'm not running anybody down. It's just not my appeal.
Right.
But I know that was huge.
A lot of people still wear it. You know?
You got any chevron?
I think I had a couple of tops, but like shirts that had that print on it, but it didn't look good on me. So
Okay,
I
then.
don't know.
I'm still wearing my shirts from '89, so it's going to be okay.
Well, I got clothes from 20 years ago, and
Absolutely. Boy,
save them long enough, they'll come back in style.
I got a jacket I know is probably 30 years old, got
Really?
holes, but golly, I love it.
You know what I didn't think would come back this soon, at least? It's stonewashed denim.
Jeans. Yeah, I remember
The
that.
stonewashed look where it's kind of
The
just
faded
real
look.
faded look, but it had, y'all know what I'm talking about. Anyway,
Yeah.
I had a blue jean jacket, like the longer blue jean jacket. That's back in style.
You still got it?
I think I do. I think it's at my mother's maybe or something.
You better go dig it out and save
Yeah.
that, $300 for a jacket.
It is crazy how much a denim jacket is. Like my son wanted one with that lamb skin fur stuff, Sherpa or whatever they call it. Those things were like over $100.
I've got mine that I've had since the 90s, and I still wear it.
Yeah.
Because you only wear it a few months.
Right.
I mean, come on. I ain't chunking nothing.
Well, by the looks of my closet, I'm not either.
Oh, y'all be prepared today. We're looking at severe weather. We're going to have Candace on point. You'll be our little storm chaser to go out. Let me know how bad
The
it is.
storm chaser. I'm gonna chase it right to Sandra's house down the road, up in the storm shelter.
Let's look at radar. What we got going on right now. We've got some severe weather popping up now in Jackson. Let's go over here and we'll look at this. This is just a few moments ago. Holy cow, that just happened there. Tornado warning has been issued for Jackson. As we go to this, tornadic, which prompted this warning, has moved out of the warned area. Therefore, the warning has been canceled. Let's see, a tornado warning remains in effect until 9:15. That's a few more minutes for southwestern Rankin and north Simpson County. 8:32, the severe thunderstorm was located, producing a tornado near Hopewell or Crystal Springs, moving east at 20 miles an hour. So this is really indicating what we're going to have today. Is you'll look at this, if you were to look at this without this polygon around it, that looks just like a normal rain shower. And this is what we kept getting the other day on Sunday that were producing these tornadoes. Now let's look into this. And again, this looks to be moving northeasterly here. Let's look at how this is. This is moving northeasterly, so this will make its way on toward Newton County here in the next little bit. Let's go back to now and take a look at where we've got this storm and where it's headed. All right, let me turn this on so we can see all the locations there. This is going to be reaching the King area. Take your safe place now, and Monterey within the next 29 minutes here. This storm, let's zoom in on this. This is this is Terry here. This is Florence. As you go due south here, let's click here. And this is Whites, Mississippi, Clear Branch.
Terry was an area the other night, right?
It was.
Yeah.
Right there is where the King neighborhood, that is bearing down upon you right now. And as you look at this storm track This is where it's headed. We look at this as it comes across here. Here's Florence, and if you go north of there, this is due south of Brandon, Mississippi. Again, this is a tornado warning until 9:15 as we watch this. Very serious here as we found out the last week how these just can pop up. Here's Braxton, Mendenhall, all of this area. Y'all take your safe place now if you're anywhere near this. And again, the counties that are involved in this are going to be Rankin and also northwestern Simpson counties. Take shelter now. And as we move closer to Meridian, let's look here. Here's Lauderdale County. This is Clark County, and this is going to be Jasper County. Down around Heidelberg, we've got showers this morning. No warnings associated with this. And trying to make sure that was up to date at the top. I think I've hit that button. It's supposed to be. It is. Okay. Making sure I had all my ducks in a row. We've got another small storm. Here's Montrose here. This is going to be just south of Newton County. Garlandville right here. This is due south of you. Let's turn on some locations so you can see here. Here's the little country store that's there in Garlandville. Out to the east of there is going to be Rose Hill. This is kind of sitting by itself. Nothing major. Just a little small thunderstorm. We go into Union, Mississippi. If you're anywhere around downtown Union right now, it's dumping buckets of rain on you. Look at Dollar General there. That's where it's at right there. You go into Union here across, this is going to be East Jackson Road, West Jackson Road, all the way up here to County Road 262, flooding on y'all. No warnings, but heavy rain. All right, this will be West Tucker, getting a little bit there. We got a little bit to the west of Carthage. Now, this is all the rain that was up here around here in Louisville earlier has moved out. And we're down here right around the Nanawaya pit stop. We got some showers there. As you go further north, we've got showers showing up just to the northwest of Mississippi State. No warnings. It's to due west of West Point there.
It looks kind of bad up there.
It is.
It looks about.
We will watch this this storm here that has roughly 30 minutes remaining on the tornado warning. Again, this is near Jackson. If you've got friends, family in that area, I know we have a lot of people that watch us from the Brandon area, always popping up. If you're there, seek shelter now. Get to your shelter immediately.
Is there a projected path for that? Like usually Newton comes through.
Yeah, this is moving northeasterly. Here's Newton County right here. If you'll see how this storm is, it will track right through this area here.
Okay.
That's if you'll turn on the watch how this moves. See how the storms are moving northeasterly, and it has in its sights that area there. Now that doesn't mean by the time it reaches here that it will no longer be a tornado warning, but we're going to watch this very closely. Again, tornado warning for Hinds County over here due south of Jackson. Y'all seek shelter now. This is a very serious storm. Now, what's going to happen to the Meridian area? Let's talk about that a second because it is coming. And if this is an indication of how the day is going to start out, it's going to be long.
Oh, yeah. I wasn't expecting it till later.
Yeah.
But, you know.
We got 2 rounds of it, and some are calling it maybe 3 rounds. One of them is going to be kind of just showers, but they're calling it 3 rounds, one this morning, one at midday, and then this afternoon. Here's our timeline for the worst of the weather. As we've got this over here on the west side of Mississippi here coming in around Vicksburg 11 to 4. But anytime after 1 o'clock, now see, as you get past Jackson, this will include Philadelphia and parts of Louisville. So let's go ahead and just say 12:30, be on your lookout. 3 o'clock on till about 8 p.m. is going to be the Meridian area. Let's give it another 30 minutes because as you go to Alabama, let me look at this here. They put this until about 8 p.m. through here, 4 to 7 p.m. We're going to give this, they'll probably update theirs in a little bit. If we've already pushed ours to 8 p.m., let's give it to 8:30. Let's don't cut it shy of being cautious. So there you go. How you feel about the weather?
I don't like bad weather. So
you were telling me you had to go somewhere tonight?
Well, we're supposed to have the West Lauderdale Chorus concert tonight. So, and I don't know if they're going to still, I haven't heard any different, any change. It's going to be at First Baptist Church in Collinsville.
So if anybody has any information on that.
Right. If you do have any information on any kind of change or anything, let us know.
Yeah.
So we can put it out there. But, it kind of worries me. I don't ever like when my kids are in all different directions and, I'm constantly calling, watch the weather, watch the weather. I've got one up in Starkville. Well, actually, she works in Columbus, so she's traveling back and forth, every day.
Now, I'm a
start for.
firm believer. It doesn't always do it, but storms usually follow the same path over the course of years. And, of course, we know in Collinsville it's been known to have some bad weather through there. So
Yeah.
I'm always superstitious on that. I take a little extra precaution. Like from where I live right now, there's a pasture a quarter of a mile that a tornado has passed through 4 or 5 times.
Yeah. We were in the storm shelter one time when it took all those big, huge, gorgeous, old oak trees down.
Oh, wasn't that pretty?
Yeah, they were beautiful trees, and then they just uprooted. I mean, it was bad. But yeah, usually the path of these things, like you said, does usually take the same path. I mean, the bad weather does. And usually, if it comes through Newton, I always know, oh, it's going to hit Neshoba or come through our area.
That's right.
You know. So I just be on the lookout.
Again, as we go back to this tornado warning, let's just look at it. For the folks that are in Thomasville, Mississippi and Rock Hill, Mississippi, here's Meridian sitting right here. If you'll see my little white area here, this is due south of Jackson. Here's Pearl. This area through here, here's the Welcome Center, the very first one that you bump into before you get to Jackson in relation to that storm. This until 9:15, tornado warning. Let's see what the National Weather Service again repeats of if they've got any updates on this. Let's see. This should be, I was looking for any danger storm, be around White's around 8:50 and Star around 9:15. Star, Mississippi is where Faith Hill was from. So those areas there, we are under, again, a tornado warning until 9:15 this morning. So we got about 29 minutes remaining on that. Keep this handy today.
Especially if you've got kids at school and all that, you know. And we haven't heard any change in the schedule for the day or anything for school, so I guess it's going to stay that way for right now. But
Linda Lunsford, Linda Jane pointed out Giles is always in a tornado path. It always does seem that they're east of Scuba, right there at that Alabama line. Things do happen in those areas. No matter where you're watching from, we'd love to hear from you. If you make a post over here so we can kind of keep track of where you're from. And as we go along with this broadcast this morning, we'll keep coming back to this and watching this as we watch this storm develop out here to our west. I won't venture far from this. Anybody around the Braxton area in Mississippi, seek shelter now. This is due east of Terry, Mississippi is where we are now with a tornado warning. Here's another quick look at this as we pull this back up for everybody to look at. This is due west of Meridian. This is Puckett, and that's Florence. A lot going on. Did you have a comment that almost?
me?
Yeah, I thought I'd cut you off. You had that look like you had something.
No, I was just reading the little stream across the top. It says severe thunderstorm warning, and I didn't know if that was for our area or we're included in that.
Let's do this. Let's see, because I got a button over here that was invented by Dylan Ray Boyd this weekend. Boy can come up with some reports for me. I hit that, and now I hit this. And let's just see what the National Weather Service, let me pull this over here. And this will give a rundown of the very latest. Let me go back here and hit a few more buttons. All right, this is...
I think that's about what you just read, though.
This is a severe thunderstorm warning here for northwestern Rankin and northwestern Simpson counties, and that's going to roll along with a tornado warning also until 9 o'clock. The thunderstorm warning goes until 9, and the tornado warning goes until 9:15.
It's 60-mile-an-hour gusts with golf ball size. No, excuse me, quarter-sized hail. The other had golf ball size.
Yeah,
hail.
and that's
for us this evening. I
it
think
is
possible.
This has hail. We'll look back on that hail here in a moment. Let's go down and see what else we've got. Here's the tornado warning that was issued just a few moments ago. This is radar indicated rotation. Let me make sure there's nothing else new here. Flash flood watch. All right. The rest of that is old. So that, but that is handy to have when all these things break out. We'll watch this continuously throughout this broadcast this morning as we watch. I don't like anything that has a tornado warning.
You know, a lot of people don't know the difference between a watch and a warning. You know, some people go, well, it's just a warning. And I'm, yeah, but a warning means there's been one spotted, right?
Yeah.
A watch is the conditions are favorable.
Correct.
So
keep that in mind. And, you know, always with these, I don't make this stuff up because a tornado can hit so quickly. We are so far advanced. And did you see the story I posted this morning about Brandon?
No, I did not because I was in such a rush trying to get out the door.
This worries me. In Brandon, they built a new water tower. Well, where the water tower went up, it blocks the radar from the National Weather Service, and they even said this weekend the tornado that went through Terry was blocking the severity of the radar being able to pick it up.
Oh, goodness.
And they said we can't tear down our radar to move it because people wouldn't know what's going on.
So what do you do?
That's a good question. I read the article and I didn't come up with an answer, and I don't like it.
Huh. That's kind of scary. They
So
might
it
have to
makes
put a
you-
second
you know,
radar somewhere.
And this tornado is in that same direction down there by Terry. So what if the water tower is blocking the severity of this? They know that it's a warning. What if it's showing not as bad as it really is?
That's scary.
Spooks me. Things that keep you up at night. That will.
Yeah, that is scary.
But have some batteries. Make sure that you've got flashlights. Make sure that your weather radar, your NOAA weather radar, you've got batteries in that in case the power goes off.
I know it's hard too because people are at work right now.
I know.
You know, people are headed to work or either at work, and so it's kind of hard to prepare. But
That's
we
true.
just do the best we can.
19 minutes remaining now in that tornado warning there. And let's just scan through here. I know we've gotten a lot of comments in the last little bit and make sure we hadn't gotten anything big here. Stress, look, let's see here. Charlene Etheridge says she loved the color of your hair.
Well, thank you, thank you, thank you.
You're going to keep on, you match my cowboy hat.
I know. Look.
It's getting close. Let's see here. Good morning to Susan Hatcher. Thank you for watching. Also, along with Donna Hawkins.
Yeah, look, we've had a lot of comments. We've been. Let's see.
Kim Balkin, good morning from Quitman. Thank you for watching there. Let's see here. Natalie Brister. That used to be my next door neighbor when I was younger. She used to live in Scuba, and she's now a Fulcher, if I'm saying your new last name. And you've probably had that last name forever, and I just didn't know it. So, Natalie, I hope you're doing good this morning. Appreciate you watching us there.
Wanda Holderness Jones says hello from Nanawaya.
Also, let's see, watching from Choctaw EMS in Philadelphia. Thank you there to Butch.
Rachel Light is watching along with Melinda Nelson. She's watching also.
All right, let's see here. Good morning. Thanks for the updates there from Mac and Betty Phillips. How are y'all doing there? And Miss Joyce Snowden Godwin is watching there from Tennessee this morning. Tennessee's had some rough weather this morning also. Let's see, a few things that have gone on. Let's talk about Buddy. I've gotten a lot of comments about Buddy the dog. And this is Buddy's look. This was taken, I believe, yesterday, the latest picture of Buddy as we go to the Tunica. He's at Mississippi State. This is the dog that was set on fire by the little boy. Put a electrical cord and tied it around the dog's neck, tied it up, and set him on fire.
That is just horrible.
He's a Labrador. They say that he's increasingly getting better each day. The swelling is going down a little bit. Thank heavens.
So he's a lab.
Yeah.
Okay. When I looked at
You
him
couldn't tell.
his build looked almost like a pit bull from the front when we saw him the other day. But anyway, I'm glad he's getting better. That's just horrible.
It
Poor
is.
dog.
And the sheriff, here's the headline from this. The sheriff put this out. He wants the law to be changed on this because anybody that's 13 and below cannot be charged with a crime. And he goes, it's not right.
Right.
This was mean. And I don't know how you would, again, I don't have all the answers, but there has to be some form of punishment for doing things wrong in this because he's getting off scot-free 100%.
Because people that are, like, I think I said this yesterday, people who do that to animals, I mean, I would not trust them around human beings.
Well, it gets,
as far as their,
the older they get, they turn into
if they're that
cruel, is that the word?
cruel or I don't even know what you'd call it. I want to say evil, but
It's got a little something in there. That's,
evil-spirited. I mean, that would be.
You know, you hate to even say this, but that poor dog, it would have been better to have put him down than do that to him. Upsets me. Absolutely
But that's
horrible.
like people who have pets that don't feed them and like let them starve to death. And like just cruel to them. I don't know. Anyway.
They depend upon you because they can't do it for themselves. Right. And that's just like a baby. The same thing. They lean to their parents there. Here's another story that's affected Mississippi this morning. A southern Mississippi student is missing off of Dauphin Island, been missing since Sunday, is the headline in the Gulf of Mexico there in Alabama. Not good. Not good at all. They've been searching and have not come up with anything.
That's awful.
Thoughts to the prayers and stuff for the family there. A rough situation there. Let me go down and find this story here. Mississippi, do you remember the headline that come about of the murderer out of Louisiana or near Baton Rouge who killed his wife and I think her brother and then fled the state? Let me get down here to the headline. Here it is from my Facebook page. Let's pull him up. This is the headline right here. That is who they were chasing. Now this, let me pull this picture up here so we can look at this news story. As they came down through, this was the scene. It was more cops than you can shake a stick at following this. The first picture here it is. Look at all of this as the chase proceeded. It ended up being, in the end, a shootout. Mm-hmm. He was apprehended. No, he wasn't. He was killed in the shootout. I don't know why I said that, but here's the headline from that. He was killed in the shootout with state troopers. The 4-month-old that was with him was taken to the hospital with minor injuries. They didn't go into a lot of detail of what type of injury it was, but the child is okay.
Thank goodness. You know, if he was running from the police, thank goodness they didn't have a rape or something.
And, you know, I don't know how the shootout unfolded. Mm-hmm. I haven't read enough into all of that. But, wow.
I'm glad that they got, you know, that they handled things, even though it ended like that. But
yeah, I guess it could have been a lot worse.
Yeah, it could.
You hate to see all of that. Let's see here. Other things that are going on today. Could this, you know, of course, you had Biden, and who was the other one that Maxine Waters that spoke? And we're talking Derek Chauvin, his trial that happened. They could have caused maybe a mistrial or an appeal. Okay, new evidence comes out this morning. Here's the headlines. And I can see this having an appeal come up over this. Mm-hmm. One of the jurors, you know, when you took the oath, you had to say that you knew nothing about it. You didn't have a bias one way or the other. A picture comes out this morning of him wearing a shirt that says, knee off your neck, Black Lives Matter.
Get your knee off our necks. Yeah, black. And this was taken before the trial.
Correct.
Yeah.
So this could add him being able to appeal it and maybe having a different outcome.
Because he was a juror.
Yeah.
You're
supposed to be biased on all of that.
Which I don't see how anybody
I know.
was biased. I don't see how anybody could have not known about this.
You would have to live under a rock and not known about this.
Yeah, I mean, because it was in every media site, it was everywhere.
And you know, heaven forbid, I would hate to be put into that situation to be a juror in something like that. Because, you know, even before you go in, you almost already have your mind made up. This man was killed for no reason. Yeah. And that would be tough. Mm-hmm. I would.
The whole thing is a tough situation.
I'd do my civic duty, but I'm just saying I would hate to be placed into that.
Right. Whoa. It would have been bad. I mean, any way you look at it, it was bad. So, I mean, and he did do wrong, the Chauvin guy. Mm-hmm. So he did, you know, need to go to jail. I mean, as far as I'm concerned, he did.
Tajetta said the word you were looking for a while ago when you were trying to say it was demonic.
Yeah.
That's a way to put it there.
Yeah. I said evil spirited. I didn't know. You know, to me, you kind of evil if you do some stuff like that. So
I agree with it 100% there. Mm-hmm. So that's, boy, this is going to get, is the word hairy? This is going to be one of the biggest divorces. This broke yesterday afternoon. And no matter where you go, this is what you see today.
She might bankrupt him.
There is no prenup. So I assume that they got married before his company just really exploded.
Mm-hmm. I'm sure she'll get her part.
Can you imagine? I mean, really sit back. $130 billion. That's what they're worth together.
I wonder what did she contribute to helping build, you know,
I don't know,
business. I don't think it matters if she did or not.
But wouldn't you, because, you know, people, I can't imagine her being, I don't want to use the wrong word here, he's a computer, what some people would probably call a computer geek. Mm-hmm. You would have to know a little bit about that to be able to be around somebody like that, wouldn't you?
I would imagine.
So I'm thinking she's probably pretty smart herself.
Yeah.
And in some way helped.
But he's hired a lawyer that you said was
97 years old. Some good friend of his used this guy for a divorce, and so he's hired this guy.
I bet she has her a good one. Oh, goodness.
Can you imagine where you even start at? I mean, 27 years. I mean, really,
Right.
should you get a divorce after 27 years? If you
Well, I
don't
don't
like,
know.
they got houses. They could have just stayed in a different house.
Yeah. Whew. It's going to be a messy one, I think.
Who's going to get it? Let's go back and take a look at the tornado warning that we have over near Jackson. We don't want to leave this out as we go to this here. Again, this is due south of Pearl, Mississippi. This is Braxton, Mississippi. Here's Terry, Mississippi. The area has gone down in size. This is going to be for another 15 minutes. This is going to be at Rock Hill in 21 minutes, reach Thomasville, Mississippi in 11, and Johns, Mississippi within 30 minutes. This is, if you put this tornado on a scale of 1 to 10, it's at a 4 at this point. Now, 4 doesn't mean that it cannot drop down and do damage because it's radar indicated, which means it can come down. But you're at a less than 50% of it making damage is if you go by the numbers on this. This is 30 minutes out here, this fan, as you look at this, and let's back out, close this, and look at our direction. Again, tornado warning until 9:15. Here is Scott County right here. This is headed towards Scott County. So if you're in the Forest neighborhood, Morton neighborhood, Polkville, y'all go ahead and get prepared. This may not be extended here in the next little bit. And again, it may. 14 minutes remaining on it. If right now, seek shelter. If you're anywhere near the north of Braxton, let's look at this area here. That's Star, Mississippi. If you're in there, be prepared. The storm is right upon you. Let's look at this path across here. Here's Thomasville, Mississippi. We go here. Here's Rock Hill. It's showing as we go on across. This is going to be the outskirts of Brandon, due south of Brandon there. That's still considered Brandon. Pelahatchie, y'all be prepared for this. But as you look at the direct thing, it's going right here in the corner. Cooperville, Mississippi. This is Scott County. Y'all be prepared. Take it seriously. It may expire, but we don't want to take any chances if you're in that neck of the woods. Tornado warning due south of Jackson, moving northeasterly towards Scott County at this moment. Did I say enough about that?
Yeah. I mean, I hope everybody is. You know, it's hard when people are trying to work and stuff,
Yeah.
so you don't know who's watching and who's able to watch. Or
Work really throws a kink into it because you get caught up in what you're doing and you don't pay attention, especially if you're in an office without windows. You don't notice that it's dark, and you only know if somebody comes in and tells you.
Or if sirens go off in your local area, you know. But I'm sure the schools have people keeping up with stuff.
Oh, yeah, they monitor. They definitely monitor there. So we got Bill Gates getting a divorce there. I posted this picture yesterday, and I posted the picture because the criminal just really caught my attention with his look. And let's just show this guy.
I'm not real sure, but they better make sure Charles Manson's still in his cell.
Is this guy scary or what?
Either he is surprised or he's like,
Yeah, somebody done put a knot between his eyes there. If you notice, he's got that scar. Somebody done slapped him upside the head. That
Good
could have
grief.
happened. Look what this man done. This was in Pittsburgh at the airport. He stole the truck and drove it through the doors of the airport inside. Why would you do this?
he might, just by the looks of him, might be a little disturbed.
I think he does. But, maintenance guys continuously leave the keys in their truck because they're in and out of
Yeah.
it, and usually not out of it very long. He just jumped in it and took off.
Goodness.
We're just going to nickname him Charles. That's a scary-looking fella.
He's scary looking. You know, as my grandmother would say, it takes all kinds to make up the world.
Yeah, he's one of them other kind.
He is.
You and I talked about this. The United States, every country out there is always trying to send something into space to try to better mankind. But what happens when that junk quits working? Does it fall?
Yeah.
Yeah, and we don't know where this is going.
Well, this morning when I was listening to somebody, they were speaking about it, and they said that they think that it might hit a body of water somewhere, like out in the ocean maybe, but they're not really 100% sure. But if it did, wherever it hits, it's going to destroy about 100-mile radius around it.
So if this were to hit into a city, it could take an entire
Yes,
city out.
It could. That's the scary thing. And, they said a lot of times stuff like that is shot down or destroyed before it leaves, space.
Right.
Or right when it enters the atmosphere, they have something ready to bust it up or destroy it or what. I guess asteroids, maybe they're talking about when they know where there's going to hit usually. But
They have no idea on this one which direction it will fall. And I told you I watched a study that they did a training thing on asteroids, and they drew up a certain size, and they determined that they could not be able to stop this, and it was just a routine training thing, and they would not be able to have shot it down and tore it up before it hit Earth. Scary.
It says that they fear that it could shower debris over New York, Madrid, and Beijing.
Hello.
That's scary.
Yeah. So maybe they'll scuttle it. Let's hope so. That would be what was that show that Will Smith was in? It was kind of like that.
Men in Black.
No. The one where they were being invaded by the. It was released on the 4th of July years ago, Independence Day.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Pretty good show. And then I guess more to the storyline of asteroids and stuff hitting Earth. The one Bruce Willis was in that had the guy from the Green Mile, the big black guy, John Coffey, the guy that played that. What was that movie that he was in it?
I don't know that one.
Yes, you do.
I don't.
There
I really
is
don't.
no way you didn't watch Bruce Willis save the world on the moon and give his life for his daughter.
I'm telling you, I don't know that one. I promise you.
Armageddon, that was the name of it.
Yeah. Well,
Have never.
I never watched that.
What rock does Candace live in Northern Lauderdale County?
Look, when I get home, I'm busy. Like
You
I don't
have homework.
time. I don't have time to watch TV.
Because it makes you feel like a great American when you watch it because they saved it.
Well, that'll have to be a weekend watch, maybe when I'm not busy. But
Steven Tyler, the guy with the huge lips that sings. Isn't he the guy that with the? But his daughter is in it.
Liv
she's
Tyler.
in
it. Well, I have to watch that. I have not watched it.
Just in shock.
You know.
Just in shock. Okay, we'll leave that alone. Let's see.
I don't get to watch a whole lot when I'm busy at home.
This is concern as you watch these people take things away from police, defund. They ruled this. Now you've got a riot going on, and I've watched all this stuff. This was definitely way beyond a protest in these cities where they were burning and tearing up things. A judge is wanting to say, well, you can't use pepper spray, you can't use tear gas and rubber bullets anymore on demonstrators. How do you stop these people then?
Because they have all kind of mess.
Oh, yeah, they got bottles, bricks, bats, and a lot of them have guns as well.
I say let the judge go out there and handle it.
Well, that just shocks me where the mentality of a judge would be.
Yeah, I don't understand that.
Maybe,
what are you supposed to do?
Maybe a police officer shot somebody with a pellet that didn't need it, that was a bystander by accident, but the overall calls, they were huge. You got to do something.
Yeah.
I'm just, sitting back wondering here.
It's really gotten ridiculous.
It has.
I mean, over past the ridiculous mark.
We're definitely there. Okay, we just got this tornado warning extended, I think. Let me click on here. Yes, it has been. All right, let's go back to take a look at what we've got going on. A tornado warning now has been issued for southeastern Rankin County and also central Simpson County until 10 a.m. That's going to be roughly 52 minutes from now. So this is slowly approaching Scott County. Y'all be prepared. At 9:05, a severe thunderstorm capable of producing a tornado was located over Piney Woods or over Star, Mississippi. Again, that's Faith Hill's hometown, moving east at 25 miles an hour. Tornado with quarter-size hail, radar indicated rotation. This has flying debris with dangerous to those caught without shelter. If you are in a mobile home anywhere in here, get out now.
Right. If you have a basement, go to the basement or an interior room on the lowest floor of your building.
Nowhere near a window.
Right. Get away from windows. If you have a storm shelter, definitely go get in that. Because flying debris and all that kind of stuff, you don't want to be around windows.
And you don't realize what a single 2x4 can do. I saw one, a picture not long ago that went through a light pole. Now, the light pole's made out of wood too, but it went straight through the light pole and was sticking out on the other side from the force of the wind. It becomes almost like a spear. So lay low. That's why all those tell you to get down, cover up your head in the hallway until these storms pass.
It says that Braxton and Puckett will also be included in the impact areas.
So do that. Piney Woods, you're going to get this around 9:10. Cato by 9:30, and reach Johns around 9:40. Let's go back to radar and look at this of what we've got here. Now, you've still got this one going on. There's another 6 minutes remaining on this first tornado warning that we got. They've extended this. If you'll look at this, this goes right up to the Scott County line, just due south of Pelahatchie. Let's move on. Here's Florence, Mississippi. In the path, you look at that arrow there. That is definitely headed toward the Morton, Mississippi area, right through there. So, Morton, you've still got more time. This is until 10 o'clock.
So it's coming right down like.
Yeah, moving northeasterly. And, if this were to stay on its path, this could pick up, and like you mentioned a while ago, it would cross through Newton County and then right on in, clipping the southeast corner down here in House and then through Kemper County. If it stays together, we don't know that it will. But we do know 100% sure that we've got a tornado warning to the west of Meridian right now, again, until 10 a.m. for... let's see here, for Rankin and Simpson counties. We look at this, and let's click on a few of these cities as we go across here. Right there is Rock Hill in the path. Let me close that out. We go right across here. This is Rufus, Mississippi. If you live in and around Rufus, be prepared. Let's zoom in of where the actual storm is right now. Let's get to the road. Here's Highway 49. The leading edge of this storm is just due east of Highway 49, headed into Jackson Star, Mississippi, right along in there. Let's zoom in here. This road, that is going to be Evans Road. That's North Star Road. This goes into Star here. That would go up to Brandon above there. This is going to cross Clara Foot Road as we go due northeasterly out of there. And this is Rock Hill. This is in the area that it will cross, and this is Lewis Wilson Drive. If you're in the Jackson, Mississippi area, due south of there, tornado warning. Here's Brandon, Mississippi. Take this as a very serious storm. We'll be checking back on this in the next few moments because it is serious as we watch all of this. We have had no reports that I'm aware of that it is on the ground, but it's a rural route. You don't know if anybody has updates that are in that area. Please pass that along. If you see the sky, the picture, if you've got a picture, you can inbox it, and I can throw that up on the screen and show it to anybody that is watching. If you do it through the inbox, that's the quickest way that I can get it on the air for everybody to see.
Looks like it's just slowly moving down the outskirts of I-20.
It is.
Headed towards our area.
So it's a slow mover. This has not been one of these that have broke out and
Which
been
is
fast.
not good.
No, more damage.
Right. It's not good when you got a tornado, possibly.
And the rain that is wrapped in this storm, as you look at this, just keeping this in the background here, that is huge. That's a lot of rain and a lot of territory there that we're watching there. So, and if you'll notice at the top of the screen, I've got this updated to where it lists all of the latest warnings that have been issued for the state of Mississippi to scroll across the top. So when we're on the weather page, from now on moving forward, that will always be the very latest that's up there. Okay. So you can kind of watch that. It's helpful.
Yeah, that's really good.
We'll do some more tricks with that as it comes about to make it easier for everybody to read. So we'll be checking back in on our tornado warning. I do want to mention here, Clark County is getting no warnings, but Clark County now is getting some rain here. Let's look at this. Let's turn on locations and tell everybody what's happening there. Enterprise, y'all got some showers there. It's going to be just due east of Enterprise High School, just due north of the Piggly Wiggly there. As you look at this, coming out of town here on the east side here, Beacon Street, y'all got a lot of rain, and Church Street. Ooh, a heap of it there. As we go south into down here around DeSoto, going to be some showers coming your way. Here's Jay's Taxidermy. Right here sits Harmony Baptist Church. As we look at this, all of these areas here, this is Ditwilder. Y'all got a lot of rain through there. You look at Nancy, pouring rain on y'all, and also the leading edge of it is reached hell now, and that will take it right to DeSoto there, where you get off on the exit there to go back toward Quitman, right up through there. Dollar General down in Shibuya, y'all be ready. Y'all will also get some of this rain here in a little while. Let's see here. What else is going on? Let's get back to some other things. Let's see here. I wanted to, wait a minute. I needed to talk about Charlie and all the folks out at the Red Barn, planting produce. If you hadn't been out in the southeast area lately and you're needing some vegetables, Charlie is the place to go to. He's got a little bit of everything that you might be wanting. As we pull up this, if you need tomatoes, he's the man.
Don't you just love homegrown tomatoes? That's my favorite.
I don't know. I'm really fishing to throw her off. Do you remember back in the 80s that song called Homegrown Tomatoes?
Yeah, homegrown tomatoes.
It's a first for everything, folks.
I do remember that one. Yeah,
It was corny.
that's about all I remember of it.
Yeah, I
but
don't remember anything else, but it was corny, but it was a hit there. Homegrown tomato.
Ain't nothing like homegrown tomato. That's true.
You can find Charlie out in the southeast area. As I said, you go past the Dollar General, he's going to be on the right. If you're looking for squash, any of this produce, they have it there for you. Okra, peas, and they, of course, they're going to be getting into peaches here very soon. As we go through this, if you need potting plants, he's got a lot of this left over here. If you're looking for something to make your yard look great, see Charlie. He'll tell you exactly what they are. He knows so much more about plants than I do. It ain't even funny. Azaleas.
The azaleas are really pretty, and the knockout roses. I love them.
Yeah, it's a short drive there, as you could see. Beautiful flowers. Let Charlie take care of you. If you're looking for produce, this is the place to go. 938-6439 is the number to call ahead and talk to him. See if he's got what you want there. If you want to make sure before you head out. The Red Barn, planting produce, and before long, they're going to be having fireworks for the 4th of July.
Oh, yeah.
So that's right around the corner there also. Let's see here what other big stories we got breaking loose this morning. Let's see here. What makes a man attractive? They've put out a, why didn't they do this on women? I would have been more apt to be able to answer this.
Yeah, I'd love to know what men have to say about that.
Of course, looks, I don't care who lies or what, looks will make you look the first time. But it's got to be more to it than meets the eye. Isn't that old saying?
Yeah, I'm not. I mean, to me, it matters if they have manners, their personality, stuff like that. Now, we were joking a little bit earlier, and Scotty Ray said, what about Charles over here, the one that we showed the picture of that I said looked like Charles Manson? I don't know. I mean, if he had all these qualities,
you still wouldn't want him, would you?
He'd just scare me. Looking at him would scare me.
The code with men is they say, well, she's got a great personality. That usually ain't too hot.
Yeah.
I'm just going to go ahead and tell you the truth of what men say.
I just think that goes a long way.
Well, it does.
I always said if somebody that can make me laugh, that was real funny. And
well, Mr. Green Jeans could do that. So let's.
But to me, if you can trust somebody, that's
trust
one of the main. Trust would be a main. Mm-hmm.
Well, their survey, as they put this out, was chivalry, which breaks down to having manners. Is that not the definition of
that?
Yes. Let's see here. Good personality, sense of humor, have respect and values, honesty and confidence there.
Right. Confidence, I don't know about that. I mean, you want somebody to be confident, but you don't want them to be overconfident to where they're, what do you call them? Conceited.
Cocky.
Yeah, that conceited. I tell you what I can't stand. I can't stand somebody that brags.
Ooh, a bragger.
A man or a woman. I can't. That
as in,
well,
I've got this kind of car. My house is this big.
Yeah. Oh, I can do this. I can do that. I can do. I'm like, Lord. I mean,
because this is a real southern area. Mm-hmm. What about when they continuously talk about all the deer they kill? Is that good? Or the fish they caught? Is that a turnoff for a woman?
I mean, if you're bragging about anything, to me, I don't like it.
Okay.
I just don't like that. It's tacky to me. I think a lot of things, just don't brag about what you got and how much money you got. And, oh, I did this and I did that. Right, we don't need to hear all that.
Let me ask this: does it count into a woman's head of maybe somebody else they dated that you think, well, she's a little bit snooty, or she's got some of those qualities that you don't like, and they've dated that person? Would that interfere with a woman dating somebody?
What do you mean?
Like another woman that doesn't have those qualities that you look for. Maybe she's a little dishonest, and they've dated somebody like that. Their past dating life, does that affect if you would go out with them? Does that make sense?
If they were with them for a long time, that would kind of make me question what they look for, I guess, in somebody. I don't know.
Look, I just got a fax that said the hottest woman in America right now is Bill Gates' ex-wife, and she's for Spill the Market.
I bet.
That woman is looking better and better every second.
I bet she could buy you some good Christmas presents.
I bet she could. But that's what the survey says about what women look for in men, is that list there. I don't know if everybody agrees with that or not, but that's what's out there. Today, this is a big deal. Facebook is going to be voting on whether or not to give back Donald Trump his Facebook accounts.
What do you think they're going to do?
The pressure that they're under
I think
with all these oversight committees, I think they will, because they know what's coming. Donald is building another site. Will it hurt Twitter more? It sounds like, yeah, but
I think they're trying their best, though, like with the Giuliani apartment raid and all that. They're looking for something is what, the whole thing is right now. They're looking for something because what they need to be, like they were talking about yesterday, is they need to be investigating the Hunter Biden stuff. But none of that's being talked about.
No.
I just feel like they're trying to get Trump something on him so they can disable him from being able to run. Or
well, like one of the headlines I read.
They know that that's coming. They know that he's going to be.
It's inevitably. Is that the word?
Inevitably.
Yeah, that word. That's going to happen. But one of the headlines that I read in which they try to plant this in your head was Giuliani. What's his name? Probably. Who was it that said it? I forget which one of them. Said Giuliani will most likely turn on Donald Trump to save his own skin. Well, number one, they ain't got anything on Giuliani. They were fishing is what they were doing. Take anything, go through it. Let's take something small and blow it out of proportion.
Well, and they just really overstepped their bounds with like client lawyer confidentiality.
I agree.
They said it would be the same thing if you went to a doctor and like gave your information and then somebody stole it, or if you went to a priest and you confided in that priest a whole lot of stuff, or preacher or whatever, and they told it to everybody. It would be the same thing.
The average American goes, well, why didn't they do this with Hillary? Do a confiscation and show off?
Because they're
the Clintons.
Right. I mean, it's just
It's a double standard in America.
Yeah. I don't know. I don't know what's going to happen, but I hope Donald Trump is able to get whatever he's going to get started up. I don't know what it is. It's going to be a TV channel, like a news media type thing?
I think it's going to be several things.
Like an internet media type?
It's going to be based off of Twitter. Something similar to Twitter, something similar to Facebook. It's going to be a social platform. Plus,
well, I hope it's easy to use.
Yeah,
I hope we don't have to have a big old thick.
No,
tell us how to do it.
Your Rumbles, your Parlors, all of this that has started has not phased any of these companies because, well, they're put it blank. They're not as good. Mm-hmm. They're not. They haven't reached.
I've heard a lot of people say they're hard to navigate through.
That's what I mean.
Yeah.
And to make something rival something, it's got to be easy to use for the common Joe to pick up and use that would make them leave one of these other platforms. They hadn't done that yet.
Well, I think it's good if he can do that, because if he does decide to run the next time, he can get all his information out there. Nobody's going to be trying to silence him. Or, well, I'm not saying they're going to try to, but I don't think they'll be able to.
Oh, yeah, if he gets his own
network,
Yeah, that would, unlike Parler and all these that were using stuff from Apple that they could just, you make them mad, they control what you do. So he wouldn't be going through an Apple. He'd have his own service totally. It ain't been announced yet.
He needs to come up with a phone.
The Trump phone?
That's right.
Apple.
Trump Telecommunications.
Because I'm going to tell you, Apple follows everything you do on all of that. So we'll watch it. As we go back to radar, again, we have a tornado warning out to our west that is here due south of Brandon, Mississippi. As you'll look at this, the intensity of this has died down somewhat. Right there. That's good news for us. A lot of lightning is coming down with this storm. As you look at this, that popped at 9:14 about 10 minutes ago. So as we look back on this, that was at 9 o'clock. The lightning, we've only got one strike here, and that's more than 15 minutes old. So that shows us that it's starting to die down just a little bit there, the intensity of the color, but the warning is still there. I'm not saying that there still cannot be a tornado warning happen with this. Puckett, anybody near Polkville, seek shelter now. Rufus, Mississippi, also Crossroads, Mississippi, you're in the path of this. Right now, the eye of this thing is over Thomasville, Mississippi, and this will head towards Scott County again until 10 o'clock. Tornado warning. We'll come back and visit this here in just a few moments. All right, let's see here. This is a neat story. Say that your kids put you in a nursing home and you really didn't want to be there. Every day you're mad at them.
Oh yeah,
I'm just
because that goes on a lot.
I'm sure it did. Yeah. But this elderly couple got together and apparently one of them knew Morse code, and they listened intently, and then they deciphered the code to get out, and they broke out by using Morse code between each other to pass the numbers to the door.
That's very smart.
That was in Tennessee. That's just a cool story.
That's right. That is neat. They might need to get them out there and put them in charge up in Washington and charge something.
The bad part is they found them 2 blocks later, and they were escorted back.
it's sad that they feel like they had a breakout. I mean, it's probably if it's that, you know, they don't want to be there that bad. That
Yeah. You almost would rather them be in, you know, where you can leave and go at your own pace.
Right.
Assisted living is what that's called.
Yeah.
Had to think of that term. But they broke free for a few moments there.
Mm.
Let's see. Disneyland, well, will Snow White be canceled? As we look at things that are happening across America, there is a chance there.
I wonder why. That's crazy.
Mm-hmm. So anyway, that's what's happening there. Let's see here. Let me go back over here. Let me turn this off. I think we have a new watch that has been issued. We are now under a tornado watch. Let's pull this up for everybody. As we get this report, the National Weather Service has issued a tornado watch. It's 144 is what it's called until 4 p.m. this afternoon for the following areas. And I won't read all those because it's not necessary. If you see this yellow on the screen, anywhere from Jackson, Mississippi, all across Lauderdale through Clark County, taking over to Tuscaloosa, all the way to Oxford, Alabama, up to Huntsville, Alabama, is under a tornado watch until 4 o'clock this afternoon. Now, we have some storms that are starting now to move into southern Lauderdale County. Let's turn on some locations. Now, again, no warnings with this. We have a tornado watch is all we've got for the immediate Lauderdale County area there. Just west of Clarkdale High School, we got some showers moving in as we go down through Sable and into Clark County. All around downtown Quitman now, getting a lot of rain there. From the co-op to Archusa Water Park there. Rain, rain, rain. All the way down to Highway 18 to DeSoto. Ditwater, y'all are getting a lot of it there. Hail, and it's following, coming up right on Highway 45 there along Summerall. So those are our areas that we're watching. A little bit of rain down in Wayne County. But the worst of the weather, tornado warning out to our west there at Jackson, and we are now under a tornado watch until 4 o'clock this afternoon. We go up to North Mississippi here, just due north of Starkville, north of Columbus. A lot of rain moving through the West Point area. Thunderstorms, no warnings with those as well. A lot to keep up with today. I got a feeling it's going to be a long day.
A really active day.
Yeah.
It was up near Huntsville's really.
Yeah, Huntsville, Alabama. Let's look at this.
Really
If you're up in this area here, there's your tornado watch that is scrolling across the top there. As we're talking, always look for that. Huntsville area, that's pretty serious. We got a thunderstorm warning up here due east of right there until 9:30. That's at Holly Tree, Alabama. All of this area here, Bridgeport, northeast corner of Alabama there. Some warnings there. We've got one right here also there at Houston, Alabama, thunderstorm warning. As you look at all this, when all of this stuff, you have to really be on your P's and Q's when this stuff happens because the colors can blend in so easily as you're watching radar. We'll keep watching this intently here in the background here of what goes on. Let's see here. Disneyland. Let's see what else is happening. Let's see. Have you seen this story about the Good Samaritan?
I did this morning.
A wreck happened and a car was turned upside down and a baby was thrown over the bridge. As you go down through here, here's where the wreck happened. See how the truck is hanging off the side of the bridge there? There's another shot of it, and it threw the child out into the water, and then a guy driving along saw it happen, and he jumped out and jumped over the bridge and saved the child.
Thank goodness for people like that.
Yeah. I couldn't swim. I wouldn't.
And the baby was okay, and the man was okay. So
a boat come up and rescued them both after he pulled the child up. That is good news. It's good to see things like that. That there's
it's
good.
Amazing that he was able to get to the child
in
time.
Let's see. A boxing legend. I don't know if I would call him a legend, but a boxing champion has turned himself in after killing his lover. From what I understand, there's rumor that she may have been pregnant and he didn't want his wife to know about it and he killed her. He has turned in himself. In other news of really who cares, but I thought we'd mention it because it's really a who cares, why did they put this in the news? Janet Jackson is caught driving while holding a phone. Yeah.
Because we know nobody does that.
No, not a bit there. If you're going to accuse...
Well, she was in a different country, so, you know.
But look around you. That happens at every red light. People that you pass on the interstate. That is that is just part of it there. Let's see here as we go across. Is it possible? This is a neat story. Now, if you go back a few years ago, 15, 20 years ago, someone was out scavenging with a metal detector. Treasure hunting is a better. and they were at the Potomac, and they found a bottle, and it had a silver tag on it, and it was given to General George Washington the night that he crossed the Delaware, a bottle of whiskey with a tag that said presented to George Washington. And of course, apparently they drank it in that cold and they chunked it in the river.
Yeah.
And all that long, it floated up and he found it. Is it possible that something else pretty cool has been found? As we go to this, could it be Robin Hood's silver arrow?
That would be really neat.
They found it in a stream in Sherwood Forest. There's the arrow there in silver.
That is really, really neat.
Could it be? Could it be? It's a neat concept. I guess they'll do some testing on that to see if the all of the metal in it matches that time period. It'll never be proven that it was actually Robin Hood's, but a pretty neat concept, though.
That is neat. I wonder how they will try to test that, though.
Somebody smarter than me.
Yeah, me too.
They, you know, how they can dig up a body and tell you they died 6,000 years ago of a heart attack, or
Oh, yeah.
a little bit beyond me. Let's see. In Florida, they have lifted all the other emergency. The DeSantis has listed the COVID rules. So it's business as usual down in Florida now.
Somewhere, I don't know if it was there, where I heard that if you are still putting those restrictions on people, that you'll be prosecuted for it. I don't know where it is, but since they've lifted all the mandates, if you're still doing restrictions, then you can be fined or whatever. I don't know. I mean, I know I've been in several stores that I still have to wear the mask.
Yeah.
You know, it says mask
Private property,
required.
you can do what you choose, I suppose, and then it's your choice as an American not to shop with them.
Yeah.
That's how that works. Let's see here. This keeps coming back and back. And when will people realize, hey, I really don't need to send in my DNA to the genealogy site there to find out who I'm kin to? Because it always turns out, well, they find you of a murder years early.
They're going to figure it out some kind of way. Yeah.
But someone was caught from a 1984 murder. Wow. That's going way back. And this is going to steadily increase here as you watch all this news as time moves forward. And again, my vote is every American has to give your DNA and your fingerprint when you get your driver's license. It's on file and we know who you are. What's wrong with
the only
that?
scary thing, and I think the fingerprint thing is a great idea, but giving your DNA, like,
What would that hurt?
well, I mean, I don't know what they could do with that. Could somebody who is not so honest, who might try to
Manipulate something?
right? I mean, what if they got a hold of your DNA and they wanted to frame you for something?
Maybe so.
You know,
but
I mean, there's stuff like that. I would be scared of
DNA,
that.
if they had a copy of that, say it was a crime scene and they could find your DNA and know that you were abducted from somewhere. I think there's good and bad on each side.
Yeah.
Now, I'm not a scientist. I don't know a whole lot about all that. That's
Yeah,
just from the cuff.
I just wonder, can they duplicate it? Can they? Yeah, I don't know. I did see a thing. I don't know what it's called, and I probably should. I'm just gonna wait. I'm gonna research that and come back tomorrow with it. But where they have an avatar of you.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna look it up. But long after you die, that avatar is still out there of you, and they can still do like
Give me
different polls on it and stuff like that. About
Give me some information. 'Cause I don't quite know.
It's really weird. It's something that's weird that they can use of people after they passed away, years after they passed away.
This is breaking this morning. This is everywhere. It doesn't matter what color you are. You can have a bad attitude and be deemed as racist. This happened to I guess his nationality would be Spanish of some sort. He's a cop. This is the breaking headline here. A black driver launched into a Latino cop, and she called him I'm not going to hit the play button so you can hear the audio, but he was called everything under the sun. It doesn't matter what race, what color you are. That's not nice to treat anybody that way, and that should not be allowed. But that's huge headlines this morning across America. Coca-Cola, maybe they're seeing that maybe they've made a boo-boo. They've gotten rid of the attorney that has put the woke into the company. Of course, we've seen all this where they were saying too white and the studies. They hired an attorney that said any attorney that works with Coca-Cola, anybody that does work for us, has to be 50% black of the work done for us. He has been fired. He's been removed. I wouldn't say fired. He was removed. This is the gentleman here that was their attorney. He used to work for Ford. He's been replaced by this young lady here, and all of this has been paused for the moment of the things that were going on with Coca-Cola.
in the midst of all this craziness about race and all this kind of stuff, and where you feel like sometimes you feel like it's hope's lost,
Yeah.
about people getting along and people having a heart for everybody else, regardless of your color or your skin. I have to share this because I was in a checkout line the other day, and I was already having an emotional day anyway.
What were you buying?
And I was at Walgreens.
I was just curious what you did.
There was it was a young black guy in front of me, and in front of him was an elderly woman and a young boy, and they were white. The reason I tell you, I'm just saying that because people have such good hearts, there's still people out there. The elderly lady, I noticed that she paid for her stuff with her money, and then the little boy, for whatever reason, paid for his own.
Right.
Sometimes kids have birthday money, and
That's correct.
who knows, But anyway, I guess the boy did not have enough money to get whatever he wanted, and I noticed he had like a tumbler cup or something that he wanted, and anyway, but for whatever reason, he didn't get one of the things that he wanted. So the black guy, they were getting ready to walk off, and he walked over to him and he said, "Hey man," he said, "do you want that?" He said, "I'll get it for you." And the boy said, "No, that's okay." And he said, "No, I'm serious. I'll get that for you if you want it." And I just, it just like warmed my heart because I was just like, and so when he come back over there, I said, "That was so sweet of you to do that." I said, "That was so nice of you and so good-hearted." I said, "We need more people like that in the world today." And we do.
No, absolutely.
We need more people like that in the world that are just outright good to people. And it doesn't matter what color your skin is,
No, it doesn't.
That if your character and your heart is what, to me, matters.
It is.
So I wish I knew the guy's name because I would just have to mention his name because I just think he's an outstanding guy. And I want to say that he got in a car and had a military tag on it. So
salute to the military there.
That's right.
There are good deeds that happen every day that
It
go
is.
unnoticed. And most
Just
people
respect is just not
people
out
that
there
do good
anymore,
deeds
I don't know.
aren't after gratification. They do it because they do it.
Yes. And I do wish there were more people like that in the world, But anyway.
Yeah. Well, appreciate your story there. It was a good one there.
I just had to share that.
Yeah, well, thank you. Let's see here. Things that are worth a lot of money. Let's look at this story here. If you've got a Barracuda, they're saying it's going to sell for the most. This is going to go to the Mecum auctions. I'm one of those that I get hung up in it, and I have to watch them.
Sometimes,
You
yeah.
just
I
can't
like
help
the
it.
old cars.
$6 million is what they're expecting this car to go for. There was, I think, maybe 12 of these ever made. That's one of them.
Yeah, I like the old muscle cars. They call
Muscle
them
cars are cool, convertible there. So that's in the works there of Mecum auction. That'll be fun to just watch, see what it goes for. But if I remember right, what is it? You give up 15% of what you sell to the auction. That's what they get off the cut off the top. I've seen a lot of people lose money on all of that.
I want to say there's been a place here that does like customizing vehicles and all that. That they put a car or two in there, but I might be wrong. But so I've seen an old truck that they did, and it was really, really neat. I love the old trucks. I think those are really
They're sharp.
neat.
One day I'm gonna fix mine.
With the wooden beds, I just think they're neat.
Angie looks at me every time I bring up my truck. Now, remember that Alan Jackson song, "Someday"? I'm gonna get to it one day.
And he's gonna put that Coca-Cola
machine together. Eventually. As we go back to radar this morning, we pull up this and we look at this again. This is starting to downplay now. The intensity of this tornado warning, not near as strong as it was. We hope that this will die in a little bit. It is still a tornado warning until 10 a.m. That puts it 22 more minutes on this tornado warning right here due north of Puckett. This is Rufus, Mississippi is where this is located. If you live anywhere in here, Rock Hill, over to Crossroads, Mississippi, take cover now. It's still under a warning for another 22 minutes. If you live near Polkville or if you live near Morton, get ready. It hadn't approached you yet, but this is so close to Polkville, I would. Although you're not under the warned area, I would take the precaution and go ahead and be there. We're hoping this will fade away after this and will not cross over into this. We'll continue to watch this morning. We've got showers that are now into Lauderdale County, Clark County getting a lot of rain right now. Also Neshoba County, due north of Philadelphia there. Decatur. I'm in the wrong county there. North of Decatur, some showers there as you go up toward Neshoba County. Northern Neshoba County, light showers as you go into Winston County. And then east of the Kentucky Fried Chicken, right up here into Noxubee County, we got some showers there out near Prairie Point in those areas. The worst of our area, though, is west of us, down here south of Brandon, Mississippi, until 10 o'clock, tornado warning there. But we are starting to see some signs of it starting to, well, fade away and not be as potent as it was.
Yeah.
Now, let me pull this back up before we close out and go back over our times of when things will be serious today. Pay attention to this. This is the Mississippi side. 11 o'clock until 4 p.m. Over right by Vicksburg as you get from Jackson to Philadelphia area there, 1 p.m. to 6 p.m. And then the Meridian area is more of 3 to 8:30 is what we're looking at for tonight. Pay attention to this. I'll be here most of the day going live with details street by street where the storms are.
Yeah.
So you got a big day ahead of you?
I'm just going to work. I've just got to go do hair today. So after that, we're just hopefully, I don't know if we're having the thing tonight. I guess, I haven't heard any different. So.
And if you have any closings, if there's an event, you have any closings this afternoon, inbox me, and I'll get those posted. Again, we're across several networks. You can watch us on over on YouTube. You can watch us on Facebook, and you can also watch us on Twitch. Any of these channels will get you here. If one goes down, something's not working, maybe you get locked out of your Facebook, can't remember, you can always go to YouTube and watch as well.
That's right.
Am I leaving out anything?
I don't think so. We just appreciate everybody watching. We appreciate the comments. I know we don't always have positive comments, and we accept the negative ones too. I choose to be positive, and I feel like that's what's going to change the world, not the negativity.
Yeah, and this goes nationwide to other countries, and
that's right.
You're going to get that in some areas. But we appreciate y'all. Thank you so much for sharing part of your morning with us. We'll be back tomorrow morning again at 8:30, and then I'll be here throughout the day, and then bright and early in the morning, no matter how late this stuff goes.
That's right. And y'all have a blessed day.
All right. We'll see you back.
Scotty Ray's Weather is brought to you by